Hello there guys and welcome back to episode number 2 of the Sheffield Wednesday FC 26 career mode here on the channel. First of all, I'd just like to say thank you for the support so far in episode 1. If you haven't checked it out already, make sure that you do. There will be a playlist coming out with this episode. I'll link it in the description or as part of the video later on. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get into the video. Also, something I would just like to ask for is if you have any suggestions for signings come January, as the embargo will be lifted by then and we can make some signings. So yeah, let's get into the video. First up, we play against Bristol City at home, and in what would be a very difficult day at the office for us, Bristol City would get the first chance of the game. Knight and Bird combining before finding Twine, who slots it beyond Pierce Charles, who realistically has no chance, and Bristol City have an early lead. Sorry, it was Emil Rees, not Scott Twine, who scored. So yeah, 1-0 to Bristol City. But then, guess who? Charlie McNeil would equalise for us. He's been on fire recently. I think he scored in every single game since maybe the second or third game of last episode. And yeah, he would continue his goal scoring form and get us back into the game. And the second half is where the day would get very, very long. Once again we concede a penalty. I think it was Bannan who conceded it. And Emil Rees would step forward looking to get the second goal of the game for himself. And he would send Pierce Charles the wrong way and give Bristol City a 2-1 lead. Pretty well deserved, to be fair. They have been on top since we equalised. And the day would get longer as well, as Rees would complete his hat-trick. Twine cut on the inside, great save by Charles, but it's straight into the path of Emil Rees, who gets his hat-trick. Something I really don't like about keepers in this game is they never beat it away, they always beat it back into the middle, right to the feet of the attacker, who couldn't miss. And yeah, it's 3-1 to Bristol City, and a long, long way back for us. And not long after that, Mehmeti would make it 4, heading past Pierce Charles. And then he'd make it 5, receiving the ball from Bird. He turned a little bit and then fired it past Charles. And yeah, it's just a day we needed to forget very quickly, to be fair. Did anybody say consolation? Go on then. Jan Valle would pick up the ball. He'd be given all of Sheffield to run through on goal, one-on-one with the keeper. And he'd hit the post, but there would be Ike Obel on the follow-up. Wish he'd do that in real life. And yeah, we got a consolation right at the end. One thing I would like to just mention is, if you would like me to do the games as live comms rather than these voiceovers, then let me know in the comments. It's just I find it quicker and easier to do it as a voiceover because, well, I can get more games done then. But yeah, let me know in the comments, and like I said earlier, I'll do it a bit less rushed this time. If you do have any signing suggestions, do let me know. We can start scouting now ahead of January. Between these games, and actually between a couple of games in this episode, there were players saying they wanted new contracts, and as we're not really signing anyone until January, I decided to go ahead with both Dishon Bernard and Svante Ingolson's contracts. May not use them beyond this season, but I suppose it's better to sell them than it is to let them go on freeze. So yeah, I am looking to give them both new deals, which they actually both do end up signing. Our first game in focus then is a game at Fratton Park as we took on Portsmouth. A very, very interesting game, as is the second game in focus that we will do momentarily. But yeah, we were looking then to bounce back from a pretty dire performance at Hillsborough against Bristol City. That was, to be fair, I think that is the worst I've played myself this game cycle. So yeah, that wasn't great. But yeah, Portsmouth up next, chance to bounce back. Obviously, as you may know, Wednesday did actually win their only win so far this season in real life at Fratton Park. So let's see what we can get done in this game. First chance of the game then, as we look to start bright and early. Barry Bannan would nick the ball off of the defender and he'd play through Jamal Lowe, who'd run in one-on-one, and in the end it would be saved by Schmidt, and unfortunately McNeil couldn't get the ball back under control. But it was a great little start from us there, early pressure, and that is what we need. Then about 15 minutes later we would get our first goal of the game. Do I even need to tell you who scored it? Charlie McNeil once again on the score sheet, firing it past Schmidt. And yeah, we take the lead at this point. Very, very well deserved. We were very much on top at this point, and it is, like I said, 1-0 to us, and we look like we are bouncing back against Portsmouth. And then after a bit of patient play, Portsmouth will get their first chance of the game. Ball would fall out wide, he played across and Bishop would fire it into the goal. Pierce Charles not really having much chance with it, as it was bang in front of him. And yeah, Portsmouth have their equaliser. Although one thing that did annoy me about this is Pierce Charles starts diving one way and then dives the other. This game. In a pretty quiet half after that, the final chance of it would fall our way, 33 minutes in, and in the end Jamal Lowe couldn't do anything with it. He'd fire it straight at Schmidt again, who would make a decent save, and then I think Ugbo got booked for that a few minutes later. In a pretty quiet start to the second half, it took about 20 minutes to get going. McNeil would be played through, and honestly, I thought that this went in. I genuinely was off my chair celebrating. But then I sat down and realised it was a goal kick. Yeah, still not sure how I missed that, to be fair. In the 80th minute then, as was the theme with Jamal Lowe in this game, he'd run through one-on-one with the keeper, he'd fire it, it'd be saved. But this time we actually had a man in Kadamartri to follow up and place it beyond the keeper, who had no chance, and we are back in front with 10 to go. Surely that's the win sealed for Wednesday. Surely absolutely nothing can mean we don't win this game anymore. Oh, Connor Chaplin, 87 minutes, equalisers. Oh dear. What an absolute throwaway from Wednesday. Absolutely gutting. Hold on a minute. Here's Kabatsky, who wins the game for Wednesday. I don't have a clue where that came from, to be fair. He'd not done anything at all since coming off the bench, and then all of a sudden he pops up, right place at the right time, and what an end to this game, in all fairness. Final 10 minutes, 3 goals, 2 of them going to us, and that is, like real life, 3 points at Portsmouth. Honestly, got away with absolute murder there, if I'm truthfully honest. Really poor defending for both goals, but all in all, we've managed to somehow scrape the barrel right at the end, and we've got the 3 points. We've got the goal. 3 points is all that matters at the end of the day. We have bounced back. There's still some defensive woes in there, but it finishes then at Portsmouth. Portsmouth 2, Wednesday 3. We jump then straight into the QPR game. There's not much really happened between games, and yeah, we would just make a couple of changes for this game as well, just to lighten the load on some of the players that had been playing pretty regularly. In an absolute goal fest, guess who? Absolutely no clue how that fell to him, but yeah, McNeil would get on the score sheet. That is honestly like one of the most realistic looking goals I've ever seen, with the little deflection, and the keeper's dive actually looked pretty realistic. Fair play there, FIFA. Fair play. That keeper dive was so realistic. I actually like that. I like watching this goal. A little later then, Ugbo would go through. He played the ball across to McNeil, who would actually have his shot saved, but Kabatsky on the rebound put way too much power on it for the keeper to do anything, and it ended up in the back of the net. Absolutely no chance for Nardi in the goal for QPR, and it's 2-0 to Wednesday. At this point in the series, it wouldn't be a game without a penalty, and QPR would get one in this game, and they would score to pull one back. Again, Charles goes the wrong way. And then after half time, we'd run away with it. Ugbo with a brilliant chest down. He ran 1-on-1 and fired it beyond Nardi. And realistically, 53 gone. That was that. That was that. And then with 21 to go, Ugbo would get a second. Something we don't say anymore at all. But yeah, he got a second to wrap the game well and truly up. One thing that did come up next was Nathaniel Chalobah, who he himself now wanted a contract. I already gave Bernard and Ingleson one, as you may have seen earlier. So yeah, let's see how we did that. He's actually been pretty useful for me, unlike in real life where he's always injured. So yeah. On to the final game then of the episode, another game in focus. We took on Birmingham City at, well, Ivy Lane, but St Andrews. So yeah, let's get into it. I think Beadle was in their goal as well, so that was interesting to see. So yeah, let's see if we can finish the episode with a win. I think also we are now on positive points, so there is also that too. First chance of the game then will come the way of Birmingham City. Bit of patient build-up play from them, and in the end they would work it towards the box, and the shot towards goal would not really trouble Pierce Charles in the goal. And then, if that wasn't enough of a warning sign, how about this? Birmingham next attack a few moments later. Gray would twist and turn, fire it, and Pierce Charles would do that, and Birmingham would take the lead through Damari Gray. I don't know what to say about that. I really don't know what to say about that. I don't have a clue what Pierce Charles was doing there, and Birmingham have the lead. They deserve it. They've been the better side so far. But what is Pierce Charles doing there? And what's worse than one goal? Two back-to-back goals, and Birmingham on their next attack would score again. Absolutely dreadful defending, and this time Charles would have no chance of saving it. And just like that, just before half time, we find ourselves 2 goals down. Oh dear. Oh dear. Then into the second half, first chance would finally fall our way. Good save, brilliant save in fairness from James Beadle, but that was a positive sign in the second minute of the second 45. Can we get back into this game? And get back into it we did. George Brown would then advance forward. A few moments later, he'd play through Cadamartri, who fired it beyond James Beadle. He couldn't miss, and we are back in the game. And all of a sudden it became all Wednesday. Cadamartri played through again and almost equalised just moments after getting us back into the game. Beadle had no chance. Unfortunately, it fell the wrong side of the post, but it is all Wednesday. What's that? McNeil hasn't scored yet? Let me fix that for you. We would equalise moments later with Charlie McNeil getting on the score sheet. Of course, Charlie McNeil got on the score sheet, sending it past Beadle from close range, and we are level. It's been all Wednesday. We deserve it. Can we go on and get a winner here? And then just a few moments after they equalised, Birmingham would awaken in this second half and get their first chance. Kumas with the shot off the upright behind the goal, and an absolute let-off for us right there, in all actual fairness, and that would be actually his last action of the game. And all of a sudden Birmingham would start to control the game again. Damari Gray absolutely rinsing our whole team, and then would eventually get a shot away, and this time it's off the other upright behind the goal, and another let off, but that was brilliant football in fairness from Birmingham. Then in the 86th minute we would get a chance to win the game. Jamal Lowe advancing, he'd play the ball across for McNeil, but Beadle would make a save. It's not where you want to hit that in fairness from McNeil, and Birmingham get away with it. In the 92nd minute then we would get one final chance. Same thing as last time, but this time Ingleson would score, and for the second game this episode we win with the last action of the game. Ingleson this time tapping into a virtually empty net, and we get the 3 points. Do we deserve it on the whole game? Probably not. We were woeful in the first half. We had a bad spell in the second half. But have we got that win? Yes, we have. And do I care? No, I don't. 3 points is all that matters. And we have gone and got them. What a finish to this game once again. And when I say one last chance, I meant one last chance, because straight from kick-off, that would be full time. And another win for us. 3 out of 4 in this episode. What a episode. What a month of September it was. 3 points. 9 in total. Wow. Wow, quite frankly. And then just quickly to end, we rejected the Mexico national team, and we gave Chalobah and potentially Anne Valerie a contract. Yeah. No, actually I think Valerie was just saying thanks for playing me. But anyway, that is where we're going to end today's episode. We've got through the month of September, and we head into October. So yeah, once again, if you do have any signing suggestions, leave them in the comments. If you have any other suggestions full stop, leave them in the comments. And also, I asked you earlier if you preferred this, or if you would like me to do the live com games. May slow the series down a little bit, but I would like to do what you guys would like me to do. So, anyway, without anything else to say, thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe. Click the notification bell so you never miss an upload in the series. I am going to put together a little playlist just so we can, so you can keep up to date if you do miss an upload. But yeah, there's nothing else for me to say now other than thank you for watching, and I'll see you hopefully next time. Peace out, guys.